Hello, sixth graders. Starting this week, I'm going to teach you about perspectives, how to draw things in perspectives. Okay. Now, I'm going to give your teacher these two exercise sheets. This is one. This is just a graph paper. Okay. And you will need these paper to do this lesson. Okay, first, we're going to start with this one. Okay. Now, place this paper on your desk with the dot. Can you see the dot right here? Okay, that dot, okay, it needs to be on the right side of the rectangle. Okay, place it like that. Okay, and our goal is to change this into, is that the right? Okay, it's upside down. Okay, change this into that, okay, to make it 3D. Okay. Now, this chart right here shows the process of the 3D exercise, and okay, and this red line that's coming from the dot, they're called the perspective lines. Okay, and this dot right here is the most important part of this drawing. It actually has a name. It is called vanishing point, because everything vanishes into that one point. So I need you to memorize that word. Okay, here we go. Vanishing point. Okay, memorize that. Okay. Now, behind me, I have a whiteboard, and I'm going to show you how to turn this into three-dimensional picture. Okay, and all you need is a pencil and the ruler today. Just any good old ruler like this would work. Okay, all right. So place the paper in the right direction, and we're going to start working on the top rectangle. Okay, are you ready? Okay. So the first thing you do is to connect the vanishing point into 1, 2, 3 corners of the rectangle. Just only worry about the top rectangle for now. Now, my drawing on the whiteboard is not 100% accurate, but your paper is. Okay. So, here we go. All right. Okay. All right. The next thing you'll do is to take the ruler. I'm going to change the color now. Take the ruler up against this edge, okay, and extend it. And you don't have to quite touch the center. Just go ahead and extend it. Now, when you extend it, why can't you just go like that? Okay? Why do you have to match the ruler against that edge line? Any good answer? Because if you're just starting from here, you might be taking a chance of going crooked. But if you start here, there's no way that you're going to go crooked, right? Okay, so extend those two lines. Okay, and I need you to measure from here, the bottom of the box, 1 inch. So this is 1 inch. You don't have to write that, but just mark it right here. Do the same thing. Put the mark right here where it's 1 inch. Okay? All right. Now, the next step is rather confusing. If you're not paying full attention, you might make a mistake. This is the step that I lost half of the class. Okay, so you put the ruler up against those two dots like that. Okay? Okay. But you do not connect it. Okay, you don't connect the dots. I'm going to change the marker color into black again. Okay, so go ahead and connect it. And you only draw lines between these two perspective lines from here to there. Get that? Okay. And the last line, using the edge of the ruler, which is 90 degrees, put it right up against it, go straight up. Okay. So that's all the drawing that you have to do. But then you have to take care of erasing. Okay, here are the places you need to erase. Okay, watch. So you erase the perspective line, which is not a part of the box. So you keep that much. Okay? Erase the perspective line that's not part of the box. Okay? And here we go. Okay. And also you have to erase the extension line. Okay, there you go. Okay, here's your top box. Okay, now let's work on the bottom box. Bottom box is, you do the same thing, but this time you go upwards. So I'm going to go a little bit faster this time because this is the second time you do. Okay, extend it. Okay, and measure 1 inch. Okay. Oh, guess what? I forgot to add the first perspective lines here. That's not good. So let's draw the perspective line first. We always have to do that. Okay. Here you go. Yeah, you do that first. And just 3 corners like that. Okay. Now why don't we, what's the reason for not messing with that corner? Okay, it's because you can't really see that line. If the box is clear, you will have to draw it, but if it's a solid box, you don't have to worry about that line. Okay. And then go ahead and extend 1 inch. Okay. And again, where do you draw? Match the perspective, extension mark, and then you only draw within the 2 perspective lines. Okay? And then come straight down using the corner of the ruler. Okay. Erase, 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 erase. There you go. Okay. Now let's work on the middle line. Okay. Oh, I think I accidentally erased that corner of the middle box. Here you go. Is that better? Okay. All right. So for this one, it's super easy. You only have to worry about the right 2 corners. And that's all you have to do. Here you go. And then, to decide on the edge of that rectangle, all you have to do is match the top box and the bottom box and draw that line. Okay. The middle one is the easiest. And then you just go ahead and erase that much. There you go. Okay. Was that easy enough? Okay. Now I'm going to show you this close-up short. Okay. Just so that if you get lost, okay, you can just pause this picture, and then you can take a look at it it again. And here's a top box. Here's a chart for the bottom box. Okay, and then lastly, the easiest one, the center box. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. All right, let's switch the paper. Okay, we are going to use this graph paper at this point. Okay, you may place this landscape format to begin with. And my challenge is to draw to draw a vanishing line on your own. So just go ahead, go down 1 or 2 squares and place a dot about middle. You don't have to count all the squares or anything. Just right there. Guess the middle spot. Okay. They put the dot on the crossing of the graph lines. Okay. And the next thing you do is either towards the right or towards the left. You can draw your own rectangle. It could be a tall rectangle like this, a wide one, or square, but it has to have 4 corners. You cannot start out with triangles because it will confuse you. So draw your own rectangle or square. Don't do it in the middle though. Middle is too easy. And then you do the same thing. Connect it with 3 corners. Okay, and then you cut it into a certain length. Now, to cut it, if you find a good spot, like right there is a good spot, you look at this middle perspective line. Just keep looking at it and then find the spot where the perspective line cuts directly in the middle of the graph line intersection, and that's a good spot to cut it off. And then if you spot the good spot, you can go down and then you can go towards the right or left and you can cut that off. Okay, now let me show you. Here's a bad example. If you pick the wrong spot, okay, for example, if you pick it here, you can go down on the graph line just fine, but over here, the dotted line, you miss in the graph line. It will not be 100% accurate. Okay, right here, this line is perfect, but coming down might go crooked. So be careful where to pick. All right. So if you practice that much, okay, if you finish practicing that, now I have 3 challenges. Okay, challenge 1 is to do more. Okay, here's more rectangles. One on top of the other, small one, tall ones, wide ones. Okay, just do the same thing. Okay, this is the easiest challenge. Challenge 2. If that seems too easy to you, I'll challenge you to do letters. Okay, that just happens to be my initial. Okay, but you can only pick the letters that's made out of straight lines like H and L. No A's, no B's, no C's, no D's, but E you can. F you can. So I'm not going to go through all the alphabets, but you know what I mean. Okay, no diagonal lines. Okay, no curves, but straight lines. Try that first. Okay, that's challenge 2. Okay, challenge 3. This is the most difficult challenge. It's going to be my Y challenge. Okay, you know the BYU logo, the letter Y. You know how that looks? It's not just like that. It has has a design. It has edges. So draw that Y first on the graph paper. I don't care if you use a graph paper tall way or wide way. That's up to you. Put the vanishing point somewhere and try to make it into perfect perspective. So here's one example. Okay, now this one is, I didn't do this, my student did it one year, a long time ago. Vanishing point is on top. Can you see? Okay. Now this one, vanishing point is at the bottom right here. That's her vanishing point. Okay? And this one, vanishing point on the top right here. So depends on where you put the vanishing point, on the location of the vanishing point. You can make different versions. Okay, but I have to tell you, this is quite difficult. Okay, so if you can't do it, it's okay. Just have fun. Okay, that's all for this week, and I'm going to come back next week, and I will teach you a little bit more about more towards a free drawing in perspective sense. Okay, all right, well, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.